pretty well. Like, hi, come on in.
Hi, Andrew Gregory. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, thank you. Well, I'm with KC Masterpiece. Would it be okay if I have a seat?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh,
Now, how's your day going? How's a Safeway? You know, just how everything's going on in your life?
It's going pretty well. You know, our stores are having good performance. We're making a lot of sales, so I'm pretty content with everything right now.
Your day going all right?
Yeah, my day is going well.
Awesome, glad to hear. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're over 5 Safeway stores in South Houston, is that correct?
Nope, that's correct.
All right, awesome. Last week, I got to speak with Bob Churchwell, and he is the district manager of 5 stores in West Houston. And he's actually the one that told me to reach out to you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Definitely. It was really nice getting to speak with him and, you know, hear more about Safeway and everything. But, you know, that was just really neat. Another question, if you don't mind me asking, is there any other key decision makers that should really be here for this meeting that aren't able to?
No, well, no.
No?
That's me.
All right, awesome. Glad to hear. Well, I know you're very busy, and I really don't want to take much of your time. And if I'm correct, you said we have 15 minutes. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, awesome. Glad to hear. So if you don't mind, I'll go over real quick what I'm hoping to do in our quick little 15-minute meeting and just, you know, outline a little bit with what we're doing. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Awesome. So in the beginning, I'd really like to go over some of your needs, you know, some of the struggles, what's going well for y'all, really figure out, you know, how we can benefit y'all. And then I'd really like to tell you about KC Masterpiece, tell you where we came from, where we're going, and our product overall. And then if I can figure out ways that KC Masterpiece can help your store in profits or margin, maybe we can come to some kind of agreement at the end. Is that all right?
Yep, that sounds great.
Awesome. Glad to hear. So to start out, what are some of your current issues with vendors? And if you don't mind me asking, you currently stock Hunts and Craft. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. But one that we are looking into right now is Jack Daniel's. We actually have an interview set up with them as well next week.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 4 varieties, so I'm really interested in their varieties that they offer.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any issues with Hunts or Craft that you currently stock right now?
I wouldn't say that I have any issues, but I am worried about bringing on a new product in regards to shelf life.
Okay.
And stocking the shelf.
Definitely.
And having the space.
Definitely. So shelf life and also shelf space is very important,
Yeah.
correct? Do you mind if I take a few notes during our meeting?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So when you're looking at taking on a new product, I know you have to keep shelf space and how long it can last on your shelves in mind. What are you really looking for when you bring on a new product?
Well, I'm just kind of concerned about bringing on a new product, making sure it's worthwhile, because it is going to take up a lot of space on our shelves and probably cause us to have to drop one of our other vendors, such as Hunts or Craft. And I don't know, like, how would I decide which one to drop? Like, what would you recommend?
Well, I mean, it's truly completely up to you. And both Hunts and Craft are very good companies. I never would like to say anything bad about them because they are good products. But, you know, you mentioned shelf space and everything like that. I know you're constantly wanting to increase your margins. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
So in regards to, you know, who you choose, it might just be along the lines of, you know, who can provide the best margins for you.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Definitely. And what are your goals for the future in regards to Safeway and your store in particular?
Well, definitely to just increase our profit margins and hopefully open up a few more locations in the area.
Okay, so really hoping to open up some new areas, definitely. All right, awesome. So you mentioned shelf space, very important, correct? And you also mentioned that you want the product to be worthwhile because you might have to drop another one.
Yes.
And then you also mentioned how long it can last on the shelf. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So you said that it is true that you often press for shelf space, correct?
Yes.
Can it be difficult finding which items to give shelf space to and which ones not to?
Yes, it can be difficult, but we usually base that more on sales.
Okay, so so what happens if you were to possibly put the wrong product on the shelf compared to another one? Would you say it would just decrease like your revenue?
Yeah, it would decrease the revenue, and once it was a decrease that was obviously substantial enough, we would go ahead and replace it with something and see how that new product affected the sales.
Okay, awesome. And then one last question. If I could show you how to maximize your margin per linear foot of shelf space, would you be interested in that?
Yes, I'd be interested.
Awesome, definitely. So Casey Masterpiece is originally from Kansas City. It was founded 40 years ago, and since then it has won a bunch of different awards, 50 awards in total, competing against companies that make their, against individual sellers that make it by hand, but we're still able to compete and win awards against all these other brands, including Hunt's and Craft as well. And then also, we are completely natural. We don't have any chemicals. So that really might be able to help y'all reach another niche of people that are really conscious about their health, and also it's just good overall to provide a healthy product to your consumers. Would you say that's correct?
Yes.
Awesome, definitely. So currently, I know that Kraft sells for $1.49 retail, and then Hunt sells for $1.39. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, our bottles sell for $1.59 retail, so that's actually a little bit higher than Hunt and Kraft, which might actually help y'all reach another consumer who might look for more of a premium item. Do you think that that's true?
I do, but I still want to meet with the Jack Daniels next week because I want to hear. That's really going to be like, I really like the Jack Daniels. It's really good. I think you should try it. So I really want to hear what they have to say.
Okay, definitely. I understand that completely. I know that you have to meet with them. Just a few other things. We recently agreed to work with Berkshire's Grocery, which is also in the Houston area, and they're introducing our product in their Houston market. And we've agreed to do a promotion with them and an advertising campaign all throughout the Houston area, which I think might really benefit y'all as well, advertising the barbecue sauce in the Houston, Texas area. Would you agree? Do you think that possibly benefit you?
Yeah, I agree that could have some benefits towards that.
Okay, awesome. So what are some of your objections to, I know that you would love to look at Jack Daniels, but what are some of your concerns that you might have when it comes to Casey Masterpiece?
It's really just the shelf life overall.
Okay.
The barbecue sauces we already stock, and I know from speaking previously with the Jack Daniels rep over the phone that they have great shelf life.
Mm-hmm.
So how is your shelf life?
Well, our shelf life, we get it to you within 90 days. So that means from the time it expires, you have 90 days for it to exit your store.
Okay, that sounds good. That's good.
Definitely. So it does compete very well with the other Hunt's Craft and Jack Daniels on how long it lasts on our shelf.
Okay, and then just the shelf space overall.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like we have to drop a product, and I really want to talk to the Jack Daniels people because I really like Jack Daniels.
I completely understand. Well, as I mentioned earlier, our product sells for $1.59 compared to Kraft and Hunt, and our margin is actually higher than theirs, almost double. So our margin is 8.3% per bottle from when you buy it from the manufacturer and then when you sell it retail, compared to Kraft, which is just under 5%, and then Hunt, which is about 4.5%. So when I asked you earlier about how to maximize your lineal profit per foot, because you mentioned that's very important, and you don't want to, you might have to cut a brand, but our margin is actually higher than Kraft and Hunt. So per linear foot, you actually have a larger margin, and that might actually help you increase the overall product line of barbecue sauce. How's that sound to you?
I mean, that sounds great, but again, it's just the Jack Daniels. I really want to meet with them before I commit to anything.
Definitely. I agree with that completely. So I know you said that you have to meet with Jack Daniels, but I actually wanted to provide you with a few little things, if you don't mind. When I spoke with Bob Churchwell last week, we actually recently put in Casey Masterpiece in his store. So this is just a little testimonial of his. And then also in the Southeast United States, we also work with Publix as well. And this is another little testimonial that they gave to us, showing how it was able to, increase their margins and also help them overall in the barbecue sauce product line. But I know that you said you wanted to speak with Jack Daniels. I completely understand, and I respect that. And I don't want to take too much of your time, but would it be okay if we set up a meeting for the future after you have the chance to meet with everyone you'd like to?
Yes, we can actually do that. Would 2 weeks out work for you? Because next week I have the Jack Daniels meeting.
Definitely.
And I'll need some time to consider and look over some things.
I completely understand that. So would it be okay if I email you at the end of next week so we could set up an interview for 2 weeks out?
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you very much. Is there any other questions that I can answer for you?
No, you answered everything. You did great.
Appreciate it very much. I'll add to be my business card if you have any more questions.
Okay, great.
And then I'll be reaching out to you at the end of next week so we can set up an interview for 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.